The Three Bears, sort of. Once upon a time, there were three bears, and they lived
What
in...
kind?
Huh?
What kind of bear? Grizzly bears, sun bears, spectacled bears, polar bears?
The last one. And they lived in the woods.
Polar bears don't live in the woods, they live in the Arctic.
Well, what lives in the woods?
Grizzly bears or black bears?
Okay, then. There were three grizzly bears. And they lived in the woods in a cottage.
In a cottage? How did three bears come to live in a cottage? They live in caves.
It was an abandoned cottage. They found it. They thought it would be nicer than a cave. Anyway, there was a mummy bear, a daddy bear, and a wee little baby bear.
What was the daddy doing there?
Huh?
Well, daddy bears don't usually live with mummy bears. Mummy bears raise their cubs alone.
This was a special daddy bear who wanted to stay with his family. Anyway, one day, Mummy Bear was cooking some porridge for breakfast, and
Porridge? Where did she get oats?
There was a barrel of oats left in the kitchen of the abandoned cottage. Anyway, she put the pot on the stove and
How did she pick up the pot? She doesn't have any thumbs. And why is she cooking it? Wouldn't bears just eat the oats raw? Or better yet, go out to catch some salmon? And why is the stove working? Wouldn't the power be off in an abandoned cottage?
She picked up the pot using both paws together. And Baby Bear is allergic to fish, so no salmon for him. And the cottage has only just been abandoned, so the power hasn't been switched off yet, okay? Anyway, she cooked the porridge and poured it out into the three bowls. And Daddy Bear and Baby Bear came to breakfast. Daddy Bear tasted his porridge and it was too hot, so they decided to go for a walk so it could cool down.
Why didn't he just blow on it and add some more milk or blow on it?
It didn't occur to him. He's a bear. Anyway, the three bears went out for a walk, and while they were gone, a little girl called Goldilocks came to the cottage, walked in, and found the three bowls of porridge. She was very hungry, so she picked up a spoon and tried Daddy Bear's bowl. But it was too hot.
Still too hot?
Yes, still too hot. So she tried Mummy Bear's porridge, but that was too cold.
What?
Yes, and then she tried Baby Bear's porridge and it was just right, so she ate it all up.
Hang on a minute. Are you telling me that three bowls of porridge poured at exactly the same time can be too hot, too cold, and just right? How does that work?
Well, let me think. Okay, suppose Mummy Bear's bowl was really shallow and wide, so there was a big surface area. It would cool down quickly. And maybe Daddy Bear's bowl was narrow and deep, so the porridge stayed hot. And Baby Bear's bowl was in the middle. That would work, right?
Actually, it would. Go on.
Phew, okay. Goldilocks wanted to sit down, so she sat on Daddy Bear's chair. But it was too hard. Then she sat on Mummy Bear's chair, but it was too soft. So she sat on Baby Bear's chair, but it broke underneath her.
What? Are you saying that chair could support the weight of a grizzly bear? Probably about 60 kilos, but not the weight of a 30-kilogram girl? Come on.
Well, Baby Bear was a really little baby. Anyway, Goldilocks then decided she wanted a nap. She went up the stairs and found a bedroom with 3 beds in it. She tried Daddy Bear's bed, but it was too hard. She tried Mummy Bear's bed, but it was too soft. Then she tried Baby Bear's bed, and it was just right.
What about the smell?
What smell?
Well, I reckon if a bear had slept in the bed, it would be a bit pungy.
Well, she didn't notice. She fell asleep. Anyway, the bears came back. Daddy Bear picked up his bowl and said, "Someone's been eating my porridge."
In English?
What?
Did he say that in English?
No, he said it in bear talk. It sounded like, "Rawr, rawr, rawr." Then Mummy Bear picked up her bowl and said, in bear talk, before you ask, "Someone's been eating my porridge." Then Baby Bear picked up his bowl and said, "Someone's been eating my porridge and it's all gone."
He could talk then?
Yes, I just said. They talk bear talk. Rawr, rawr, rawr.
No, I mean he was old enough to talk. That means he wasn't a real little baby, like you said. So how come he didn't break the chair before the girl did?
He was little but very smart. Smart enough to talk bear talk. Anyway, then they went through to the living room and Daddy Bear said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair," and
How did he know?
She'd moved the cushions. Then Mummy Bear said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair," and before you ask, her cushions were moved too. Then Baby Bear said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair and they broke it."
I'm surprised they didn't notice that first. I mean, I would have. I'd noticed a broken chair before I'd noticed some messed up cushions.
So then they decided to go to bed. Daddy Bear said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed."
What did that sound like?
Rawr, rawr, rawr.
Oh, same as the porridge then.
Then Mummy Bear said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed."
Did they not notice the little blonde girl?
Shh, I'm getting to it. Anyway, then Baby Bear says, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed and she's still there." And he whipped off the covers. Goldilocks sat up and screamed. Then she jumped out of bed and ran down the stairs and out the front door.
Oh, that wasn't very clever. She should have backed away slowly. What did they do when they caught her?
She ran so fast they couldn't catch her.
Yeah, right. Grizzly bears can run at up to 50 kilometers an hour. They would have caught her for sure.
Well, they didn't. Anyway, that's the end of the story.
Will you tell me another one?